Good day, Terrarians. PurpleMentat here. We're starting a new solo series with a whole bunch of T-Mod Loader mods. This is version 1.3.5.2 of Terraria, T-Mod Loader version 0.10.0.2. The mods that I'm going to be using, let's see, enabled only, good. Alchemist NPC, Boss Checklist, Calamity mod is the main central content mod. 743 items and 62 buffs, 10 tiles, 164 NPCs. Excited to dig into that. Elemental Unleash, which is the Blushy magic mod. It's basically a bunch of endgame boss post-Moonlord stuff to expand on what Calamity also adds. Argo's Mutant mod, which adds a bunch of combination items, as well as the some special challenge summons. The Alchemist NPC mod is mostly combined potion effects. I'm not sure it's necessary, especially since I have the Calamity mod. J-Pan's Bags of Holding, which just lets me carry around a whole bunch of extra stuff. Magic Storage, which lets me put all that stuff in one place. More Accessories, which adds an extra accessory slot that stacks with the Expert Mode slot. Recipe Browser, which is basically the Terraria NEI of sorts. It lets me look up different crafting recipes from my inventory, no need for the guide. Summoners Association is just 3 quality of life items for summoning. I may or may not use lots of summoning this run, I'm not sure. Wing Slot adds an extra slot just for wings. Yeah, a lot of these are giving me some power level buffs, but that's okay because whatever. It's going to be fun. I'm not too worried about making this a super hardcore run or anything like that. We're going to be playing softcore anyway. Wiki Search is a quick way to look things up, and IMK Sushi's mod is just a way to craft all of those annoying to farm items from things that drop much more commonly. Alright, so I've got a brand new softcore character that I have played 0 minutes and 0 seconds on, and a brand new world created just minutes ago, a corruption world that we're going to be playing. Now, this first episode, it is broken. Aha. Yeah, the button I use to enable recording on OBS is the same button that shuts off the UI in Terraria. And I did not know that because apparently it also works when you're on the menu before you're in-game. So, note to anyone else, if you use F11 for anything, prepare for your UI to disappear on you. This first episode is going to be pretty straightforward, not a whole lot to it. I'm going to be doing some chopping down of trees and setting up of the spawn area. We're not going to get much mining in until later because there are some surface world things that we can do. Oh, and most importantly, we're going to be using the Revengeance consumable, activating Revengeance mode from the Calamity mod. It makes all enemies drop 5 times the normal amount of cash. Enemy spawn rates are heavily boosted. We do 15% more damage, but also take 25% more damage after we kill the first boss. And defense is now useful, as you get full defense instead of the 75% from expert mode. All of the bosses are going to be used differently. So, I may regret this, but we're doing it. That's why I'm not too concerned about adding things that make the game a bit easier, because we're definitely also making the game a bit more difficult. Now, there's one other mod that I wasn't sure whether I wanted to enable it or not. It is the... Oh, it's basically an RPG leveling mod, but I'm afraid of diving too deep on modded all in one go. However, I am totally open to any suggestions for mods that you guys would like to see me check out, either in this playthrough or a future one, and I'm certain that I'm going to be doing a playthrough with the RPG leveling mod at some point. What the leveling mod does is it makes it so that you and the creatures in the world level up and gain stats and such, and it even makes it so that you start out weaker than normal, like with only 80 hit points and 5 mana or something like that. If you want to be a magic user with that, you really have to focus on leveling up your magic using skills, because that 5 mana is 5 mana per star you would normally have. Oops. 5 mana per star you would normally have. So even if you get all 10 stars, you're still only going to have 50 mana. Uh-oh, there's a pinky. There's a Christmas slime. I believe that IMK Sushi's causes those to spawn all the time. What I get for talking and not paying attention to the fighting. This series I'm going to try to do a little bit different than I have in the past. In the past, I did a lot of exploration and that sort of thing off camera. This time, I'm going to try to do all of my exploring on camera, and only do off-camera stuff where I'm going to be on the same screen doing quite a bit of grinding for a while. Like, for example, this cutting trees bit is something that I will cut out in the future, but right now it's kind of a useful place to have a bunch of chatty chat, talky talk time. Because I absolutely need to get that first day's worth of house going. Alright, so, speaking of, I'm going to build that hut for the night now, and then on the next day, we're going to go explore the surface world some and start to try to get some basic starter gear. I think that I'm going to make myself some wood. Oh, what are we going to make? I'm going to make a bow and some arrows. We're going to start ranged. That'll be the safest, I think. Do I want to floor or do I want to just dirt floor it for my initial lame newbie hut? I don't know. Cool little cave down there to start out. I like that. Ow. Jerk. Jerk. The slime's a jerk. Down he goes. I got you. There. I feel better now. So yeah, be back in a bit. And we're back. We've got our basic newbie hut started, and it is the start of the first night. One other thing that this series is going to do, which most of my series in the past have not, is it's going to assume that you have a basic competence with the game. I'm not going to go over things such as why precisely I am building things this way. I'm going to assume you can use the wiki and look up things like why you want a chair next to your table, and how housing works, why you would want to make sure that you have housing for all of your NPCs. We will go over the details of specific builds, such as the NPC cells that I'm going to be using later, but those are also available on the wiki. So what I've done is I've made myself a set of some basic wood armor, which gives you a total of 3 defense, 1 for the helmet, 1 for the chest, and 1 for the set bonus. It's not much, but it's better than nothing. And I've made a wooden bow and about 700 arrows out of the little bit of stone that you could see on the screen right at the start. So now we have some ranged combat potential, and we no longer have to worry about dying just trying to hit things like that zombie with the arm, because they have an extended reach from a regular zombie. You don't want to try to engage those in melee if you can possibly avoid it. Oh, I should get a tree farm going, shouldn't I? Which means I would really like to have just 2 spaces of dirt open for that pit. I'm going to need to actually open one back up because I blocked off too much there. Now, this initial wooden bow is not going to serve us for very long. As you can see, it doesn't do a whole lot of damage, and it doesn't auto-fire, it shoots relatively slowly. It sucks. But we're also going to be able to get something better relatively quickly. Ooh, shackle. That's what I was hoping for. Even if I wasn't going to get a shackle, the tokens would eventually allow me to get a shackle. The reason I am blocking that off is so that I can have more trees directly outside my door. We're going to let that grass regrow and start leveling off the terrain directly surrounding the spawn and the newbie hut. But that's all stuff that can happen off camera. I get on a stretch and I can't stop. You're going to want to collect whatever grave markers you make, because they will be useful later on with IMK Sushi's mod to create a mod that will teleport, a modded potion that will teleport you directly back to where you died. Ow. See, 2 hits from that arm-wielding zombie would have killed me if I were not wearing this crappy armor. So this crappy armor saved my life. And I eat a mushroom to... Oops. See? That mushroom saved my life. I am terrible at this game. There. Now we're safe. We'll go down the tree and collect the goodies from the room. There's always a room of goodies under one of these. Well, there's usually... I won't say always, because you never know what's going to happen in World Gen, but there's usually a room of goodies under this tree. And if there is a living wood chest, you'll always get a leaf wand, a living wood wand, and a living loom. That's only if you're in Calamity. Out of it. Ooh, some lead, a couple mining potions. That'll be relatively nice to get going. Alright, looks like I am low on hit points, and it's dark out there. So we're going to make ourselves a fire. Oh, there it is. Hang out here, wait for morning. I'll know it's morning when the music changes, basically. And let our health regen passively, because we've only got 2 healing potions and 1 mushroom, and I'd rather not use those if I don't absolutely have to. It'll be easier to travel by day. So, come morning, we shall explore further. Ooh, what's this? Is that corrupted terrain? I don't know. Doesn't look happy. Whatever it is. We're gonna find out when we get back topside. Health is now full, and I just heard a shooting star land up top, so we're gonna go get it. These things are always set up so that you can jump, well, usually. I don't like to go with always. These things are usually set up so that you can jump right back out without too much trouble. There we go. 3 falling stars equals 1 mana star. Mana star? Not mana star. Mana crystal. It's a star and it's called mana. Whatever, same difference. Okay. Come on, zombies. Ow. Jerk. I was trying to, you know, break the door down so you'd actually have a chance. Uh-oh. Mistakes may have been made here, folks. Oh, nope, nope, we're okay. We're good! We were good. I really need a better bow. We'll work on that soon. Dead zombie! This game is just fun. Even the dumb parts like this. Really, 90 hit points, 7 damage at a time is just not enough. Ooh, healing heart. Gotta love it. It is contractually required. And I've already gone through 100 arrows. That's gonna be a problem. Don't have any more stone. Need more stone. Eskimo zombie. Sweet. Ish. I mean, yay, we found the snow biome. Boo! Eskimo zombies are stronger, and getting into water in the snow biome means you slow down. But, just like regular zombies, Eskimo zombies only come out at night, and they run away at daytime. Ooh. Cavey cave. Not one cave chest yet, but that's okay. Doesn't look like there's any special ice biome drops in this mod. I'm not going in totally blind, but I also haven't well researched the mod or anything yet, so there's a lot that I don't know about Calamity just yet. Ow! No! Gonna die! Evil! Not today! There we go. Oops, I think I saw my ticket to a better bow up there. Yep, see that? Wolfram drone. Wolframs spawn as slimes and drones, and as far as I know, those are your ticket to starter equipment in this. You can make a set of armor that is good for any class, as well as a weapon for at least a few classes. I think mage, melee, and archer. But we also have the ability to craft ourselves a slime staff at some point, thanks to the IMK Sushis mod. I think it takes 25 of those tokens to do it, but... So yeah, that's going to be what we're going to be focusing on. Alright, I'm impatient. We're going to use one of our mining potions to get through this in a reasonable amount of time. Tap B to use one of each buff potion in your inventory. And you can find all the controls in the settings. Rebind all of your keys. You can get to the settings by opening your inventory, which by default is escape. I have rebound to tab. You will need to bind any keys for whatever mods that you were using. They don't come pre-bound all of the time. They do come with a default set, so you can reset to that default, but there's a bug in the current Tmod loader that doesn't automatically enable those defaults. Alright, it's time to make ourselves some slightly better arrows. We can do so by... Ooh, what's that? Frozen platform. Neat. Grabbing torches, and then for every 10 arrows and 1 torch, we get flaming arrows, which do 3 more damage by default. And they can set things on fire, which can lead to a good bit more damage as well. That's the fun part about range, is it's not just your arrows, it's also your bow, it's also your arrows. It's kind of what differentiates range from the others. See, there's our first bit of wolfram. Our first wolfram shard. Oh, I used all of my, I have no lights on hand anymore. Maybe we stay out of the dark. All of my torches. That's what I'm trying to say. Words are hard. There we go. Another wolfram slime there, I think. These guys are annoying because they don't seem to be affected by knockback. At least not the lame knockback you get early on. Tap Control to cause your cursor to expand out like that arrow did, and basically target the nearest block to the cursor that is a viable place for whatever you're trying to do. That is also how I dug that tunnel. And yes, I'm not being 100% efficient with my platforming, because that way down that path lies madness. Very easy to get so focused on efficiency that you end up wasting a lot of time. Ooh, corruption intermixed with the snow this snow biome. Welp. It ain't gonna last, that's for sure. Neither am I, unless I get through here quickly. Yep, didn't make it. That's not a surprise. We're not really ready for the corruption yet. 2 gold and 19 silver. Gone. Gone forever. Because I'm not going back to get it. Alright, let's see. Any useful quantities of materials yet? No. I'll show you with the wolfram shards. We'll be able to make a wolfram bow once we have 10. And our armor set will cost a total of 35, 45. And if we're going to keep going with Archer for the moment, then we're going to grab the headgear for the 3% increased range damage. You can also get a +1 max minion and 3% increased summon damage, but the only weapons you can make are melee, ranged, thrown, and magic. So I kind of want to stick to one of those. Unless I get really lucky and have a slime staff by the time I start making the armor, which is possible. Maybe I'll do summons. I don't know. Probably not going to get to actually doing any serious crafting or class selection this episode. So how about you guys let me know in the comments below what you would like to see me do. And also, if I hadn't mentioned it, though I think I did, leave any suggested mods that you want to see added. Let me know what you think about my decisions for this series in terms of not doing the heavier tutorial style and just kind of assuming that you have basic wiki and Google competence. Do you want that heavier wiki or that heavier tutorial style, it can be done. Though I'll probably keep it for a different series. Yay, torches. Ooh, recall potion. Had that for a bit, haven't I? Hey, box! Box with a radar. It's something. More potions, a mining potion, some recall potions. Cool. Almost as importantly, the box itself. I'll get that on my way back up. Ooh, is there anything down there? Yes. And this is just the edge of the underground, which is actually fairly dangerous, I've found in Calamity. So we'll not be diving straight into that. But we will at least be checking to the end of this little cave section. Because checking out caves like this is one of the easiest ways to get early life crystals. And free loot, like that box right there. A warding radar, sweet, +4 defense. That more than doubles our defense at the moment. Plus a shine potion, that'll make exploring easier. Copper bar. Ooh, and grenades. That means if we had the house set up for him, the demolitionist would show up because we found an explosive. Wow, this is actually quite the cave complex. And we have an ore that I cannot mine. Oh, cannot search for this tile. ID 485. I assume it's some sort of Calamity ore. That was me attempting to use the wiki search mod to check out exactly what that tile is. But I'm unable to do so yet. Some lead ore. Not bad. We're going to head back to the surface after I mine up this lead. This is a more extensive... Ooh, wait a second. Maybe. That looks like a thing that I want. Can't really tell in this lighting. You might be able to see it better than I do because I boost the gamma between what I see on screen and what you see in the recording so that I can, you know, have my darkness and you guys can actually see what's going on a bit. Oh, it's just a shield. I thought it was a heart statue. I don't think the shield statue does anything, but maybe it's a special thing from Calamity, and that's why I don't recognize it as useful. Ooh. See, now I'm really glad we came down here. Yeah, it means we're not going to get back as easily. This is a lead and tungsten world, but those houses almost always contain a gold chest, and gold chests can have some really useful free stuff in them. Plus, there's more lead. Ting, 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 ting. Oh, that's copper there. So it is a copper, lead, tungsten world. Wonder if it's going to have gold or platinum. We'll find out. I don't care enough about copper to go mining for that. I barely care enough about the other materials because the wolfram gear is so good. When you just can't be arsed to work any harder than this. What do we get? Magic mirror! Okay, not the most useful thing that you can find in one of those boxes, but pretty good, considering our situation. I mean, you can always just, you know, cheese it and use the log out recall, if you're that sort. Bad slime. Bad slime. Thank you. Free boss loot token. How are we doing on those? 5. We need 25 to get anything good out of the pre-boss loot tokens. They can drop from literally anything. Wow, really? Okay. Giant and Night Owl. Use them. Probably have a bunch of stuff I could throw away, but whatever. Hey, minecart track. Alright, I said we were going back up to the surface, but I'm a dirty liar. Because we keep running into good stuff that I need to excavate. Ooh. And actually, there's a utility to silt. Ooh. Cobweb. Nope, that's only ammo in thorium. Guess that has to be put on a wall. Hey, I have a shackle that I can use. Go away, chandelier. Yeah, platinum. Lead, tungsten, platinum, copper. Almost a full suite of the new ores that were added in 1.2 something, maybe? I can't even remember at this point. A while back. Let's go with that. Yeah. Bad bat. Really need to get a real auto swing weapon for those situations. Is that more of that unbreakable stuff? Yeah, it is. I'm terrible at differentiating ores. You know, should zoom in a bit for caving. It'll make it easier to discern things. Oh, but then I lose some of my situational awareness. So, you know, it's a bit of a toss-up. Bunch of lead back there. Bunch of good ores on this minecart track. Ah, that's what I was hoping to find. That's why I had to follow the trail, as it were. Because this is one of the easier ways to get your life crystals, is to find those pre-gened minecarts and follow them. So yeah, you can expect a lot of this exploring and me randomly gabbing sort of content in this playthrough. We're not going to cut all of that out like last time. Though I know some of you will dislike that, actually, because you... Ooh, diamond vein. I was saying words, but they're less important than a diamond vein. Also, I need to go back and get more silt. Stuff's darn useful. Why am I so excited about diamonds? Because of the magical storage mod. But yeah, I definitely had some people saying that they were quite happy with the amount that I was cutting out, so I'll do a mix going forward in the future. We'll have some where I leave all this stuff in, and some where I'm like, I'm gonna go mining off camera for like 4 hours, and then come back with a ton of everything. And then, of course, get accused of cheating it all in. But you can't please everybody. And trying to is foolish. You can only please some of the people some of the time. Today's not your day, and tomorrow doesn't look good either. That worm lit up a block that I haven't seen before, so we're gonna go find out what it was. Oh, no, didn't it just occasionally lights up, I guess? Or maybe there was some blink root? I'm not sure anymore. Bows are terrible to fight worms with. You know what? We're just not ready for worms at all. Time to go! Alright, so... First off, we've actually got a box to start putting some stuff in. Secondly, What can we do with our diamonds? Well, to get going, we need the storage heart, which takes 3 diamonds and 7 emeralds, and I think that's all we need that uses diamonds. Sorry for the cut right there. Spilled my coffee. It's a terrible coffeeless existence right now. However, we're also just about out of time, so as this is the first episode of a new series, please indulge me briefly. I would appreciate it very much if you would click that subscribe button below, but only do so if you are interested in seeing more of my content in the future. It does help me out quite a bit. If you have anything to say about the episode, saw something you liked, saw something you didn't, want to see more or less of that, leave it below, and feel free to click that like or dislike, that thumbs up or thumbs down. All of these things help me make better videos and help me get better noticed on YouTube. If you want to get the most up-to-the-date and hot-off-the-presses PurpleMentat information, your best bet is to follow me on Twitter, @PurpleMentat, or click the Join Discord link below to join into the PurpleMentat Gaming Discord community. These announcements and begging for likes and such will not happen every episode, but they will happen every first episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed your time with me today. Between episodes, I'm going to do some farming, basically. I'm going to probably clear out a little bit of this land, take down the rest of these trees, flatten this out, replant more, and just kill enough of the wolfram drones and the wolfram slimes that I can start making some of that wolfram gear at the start of the next episode. Which shouldn't take too much of my time. I don't want to have to do all that on camera and bore you guys. Next episode, we're going to be picking up, after I have that couple of days worth of farming, hopefully I'll be able to get some mana stars while I'm at it too. And we're going to head to the left of the map and see what we can find over there. And if we don't get lucky, well, we'll take our wolfram gear into the corruption and see what we can see. Either way, we're probably only an episode or 2 away from going after the first boss of the Calamity mod, but we're going to need to find the desert to do so. One of the great things about the mod list that I have is if you open up the boss checklist, let me see, what do I have that bound to? Controls, all the way at the bottom. Boss checklist is currently bound to P, which is the default. You can see that the Slime King is the first of them, but meh, I mean, it's a Slime King. What's he drop that's useful? Actually, you can get some useful things from the Slime King, but we don't have the ability to easily summon up a Slime King. But after that, you've got the Desert Scourge, and that's going to require us to get into the desert to take on. That'll be our first real target before the Eye of Cthulhu, or Crabulon. That's an interesting one. I've never heard of him. Must be another Calamity one. And then you can see way down here at the bottom, we've got the Moon Lord right there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 5 more. So 17 post-Moon Lord bosses between everything else that we have, assuming these question marks end up getting revealed later on. And then we also have the multi-boss challenges that we're going to be able to do throughout and along the way, which, thanks to the mutant mod, that'll be pretty fun. So I'm really looking forward to digging into this more. I'm probably going to record another episode or 2 today. You can expect to see these episodes on any day that is not a multiplayer Thorium with Saffron day. And, yeah, that's good. That's all for me from now. Thanks very much, folks. See you next time.